When I'm ovulating, lock me down. Do not let me out of the house, because when I am ovulating, I go back to these stupid ass guys that do not deserve any of my time and go to these boys that will say whatever they can to get you into bed. And it always leaves me feeling like absolute trash. And then again, ghosted. So I'm blaming it on my ovulation, but when I'm ovulating, lock me down, because I just cannot be trusted. Like, I need to be on house arrest during that time, because after, I'm just, no.
I'm a 32-year-old woman, and this is why I'm choosing not to have kids. Number one, when I hear a child screaming or being loud in a grocery store or a restaurant, it honestly is the most annoying noise I have ever heard. I live on a farm with a lot of baby animals, and baby animals are super duper cute. You want to take care of them. I do not get that feeling when I interact with a young child. Number two is because once you get stretch marks and you get out of shape because you had a child, I don't want to watch the father of my child check out younger, hotter women when we're out together at the grocery store. Because every man that I have ever been with checks out other women. And I have been the woman that got checked out while someone else's man was with them. And I saw the crushed look on her face as she pushed around their young children. I do not ever want to be put in a situation where I am degraded like that, humiliated like that, and made to feel less than in front of strangers in public. Not to mention, this world is a dark, effed up place, so no, I will not be having any children.
On my own. A 2-bed, 2-bath? Okay, did it. 2 dogs? Did it. Like nothing either. And they are loved. Talk your shit. I don't care. 2 jobs? I do it. But when I need a handout, no parental support, no sibling support. I'm the one handing out money. I'm the one lending them money. Oh, you don't even have to pay me back. Don't worry about it. I know the struggles. I need a fucking break. Dealing with a fucking family loss and then a breakup within a month ended. But what I'm not gonna do is ask for a handout, because nobody's gonna be there. Nobody's willing to help. I'll just do it myself.
Men, can y'all stop being creepy, please? I just got home from a walk with my dogs, and there was a guy walking behind us. I didn't think anything of it, walked like half a block further, and then I was home. I walked up the steps into my little front porch area, and I'm getting the leashes off the dogs. He's standing out on the sidewalk, trying to get my attention. I didn't acknowledge him. I went inside, closed the door, and he left. I'm not worried anything's gonna happen, but it does make me uneasy that he knows where I live. Can we just not be weird? Okay, thanks.
I'm 33 and I got a divorce a little over a year ago. I am completely starting over, and it's been helpful to see women who are just like a little bit ahead of me. I think sometimes when I see women who are like 5 to 10 years out, it gets a little intimidating because I'm like, oh God, I don't have my life together that much. But just seeing someone who's like 2 years out, 3 years out has been really helpful to see like, okay, I can achieve that. And if you're anything like me, you could use a really big hug. So I'd love to reach to the phone and give you the biggest hug today and just tell you that you're doing the best you can. You're doing a great job. I think you worry too much for someone who has figured it out every single time.
Today is my 30th birthday, and I feel like I have, number one, statistically avoided my first divorce in my 20s because I didn't just panic marry somebody because it was convenient and they were right there, and I was too scared of being alone because big fairy tale tells you that single women are witches and there's something wrong with them and they're damaged goods and they're gonna die alone with 17,000 cats and the cats are gonna eat your body in your face and da-da-da, like all this bullshit. Didn't buy into that. Love that for me. And still, I feel like every single birthday, I'm gonna be like, I am still beating teen pregnancy. And I grew up Catholic and I'm a millennial. And I feel like those two things, they scared us straight from teen pregnancy with Teen Mom on MTV and all this bullshit, right? And now all of a sudden there's a declining birth rate. So that kind of backfired on them. I don't think that was their goal, but whatever. I am a proud contributor to beating teen pregnancy still to this day. But as I turn 30, I am so thankful that I have not bought into this mentality that I need a man, I need to be rescued by Prince Charming who has to come up into my castle and kiss me to wake me up so that my life can begin. Because if I was waiting for that, I would still be waiting. Or I would have taken the first man who gave me that kiss, who rescued me in that way, and just settled for it. And then obviously it would have been a not good relationship because you're settling. And I'm a firm believer that if you are in a shitty relationship, it will negatively impact every single area of your life drastically. And I am not willing to sacrifice my life in that way. So as I turn 30, I'm very thankful to be going into my 30s single. I think that is such a flex. I love meeting other single women. I love meeting women who are in relationships who also don't make that their entire life, their entire personality, because I want women to have their own life with or without a partner. It's not about them. It's about us. And I'm very thankful to be going into my 30s with that mentality and a really good iced coffee.
Highly recommend getting put under for your IUD insertion because wow, that was easy as fuck. I had my doubts at first because whenever I arrived, they told me to pee in a cup. I didn't eat or drink anything from midnight the night before, so there was nothing in my body to empty out. I was trying to pee for like 15 minutes, punching my stomach to get any little dribble out. I know that they were trying to test for pregnancy. I'm not pregnant, and I was worried that they wouldn't put it in. They put it in. They took my old one out, went underneath. I asked the the anesthesiologist if it's true that redheads need more anesthesia. And then 10 minutes later, I was awake, and now I don't have to worry about any children for 8 years. And that wasn't a traumatic experience. So I'm really grateful for my gynecologist who suggested I should get put under because my first time getting an IUD, disastrous, terrible, traumatic. I didn't have to beg to get put under. She was like, yeah, that's easier. So if you want to get put under and your gyno won't do it, find a new one. Find a new one because that shit is not worth the trauma. And now I can go about my life.
Men don't want you doing witchcraft because you're gonna be fucking good at it. Like, do you think that, like, the creatures that have been chosen to be the vessels through which life goes from the spiritual plane into the physical plane, do you think we're not just, like, full of spirit juice? Like, hello? Why do you think our intuition is so much stronger? Why do you think we feel things so much deeper? Extra spirit juice. Because they know we have that extra spirit juice. They don't want us to have power. They don't want us to be independent. Girl, what if we rise up and kill them? Hello? It's in their best interest that you're religious. It's in their best interest that you're subservient and modest and like, oh God, I'm so sorry for being a woman and being a sinner and existing. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like, it's kind of genius. It's really kind of genius.
If you're a girl and you are still single, maybe we're all supposed to be single for a higher purpose. Hear me out on this one. If you think about it right now, like, we are seeing in our society the patriarchy like really like coming to a head of like how it's not working. You know, we have Jeff's Files and all of these like pedo rings, like men, powerful men starting wars, powerful men hurting children. And I think collectively women are starting to wake up. Maybe if you were single and you've never found your person, it is because like we're here to build a better world. Like, if you think about it, Mother Earth, Mother Nature, That is what we need to get back to, and not this like wars and destruction. And if you think about what's happening in society right now, you see all of this like red pill content talking about the male loneliness epidemic and really like trying to hold on to that. And then women are like finding more and more community within each other, building each other up. Like, I don't know, maybe if you're single, like maybe we're all supposed to be single to help build a better world. Obviously with our like married friends too, because like girls are girls.
One of the realizations I've had in my 20s as a single woman who has no intentions of settling down anytime soon or being in like a super long-term committed relationship is that no amount of career or financial success will ever compare to a marriage or kids. And this is not for me personally, but it's just in terms of like not just society, but also in like friendships and stuff. Not that my friends haven't been supportive. I have super supportive, modern, forward thinkers as my friends. But a marriage or weddings or children will always supersede every other kind of achievement. So a part of being single and alone is having to celebrate yourself every once in a while, is having to keep drawing attention to you. Not that I want attention from everyone, but always, decentering the conversation about marriage and children in my life or in my conversations. So I celebrate every single milestone. If I work on a really big campaign, I'm always calling my friends over and telling them like, come, I'll treat you, or like, come, let's go for dinner to celebrate this. So that I don't feel behind in my life myself. Even when I talk about how happy I am being single, the kind of comments that I get on my videos are always like, oh, like cat lady incoming, oh, she's going to be miserable in her 40s, or don't get too comfortable at like 40 to 50. You are going to be depressed in your life, and you need to use your good years when your body looks good, when your face looks good, when you have market value. That's the time that you have to be like actively dating so someone picks you. Luckily for me, none of these antics or tactics work, only because the vision that I have for my life is much bigger than just having a family or just being a mom and wife. Not that these are not important. I think these are one of the biggest responsibilities that you will have as a woman, but also I want to be a lot more multi-dimensional, and that's not my focus. So I always have to remind myself that my life still matters, and I also have to remind everyone, hey, I'm single and so are some of my friends, and all of our lives still matter. Our birthdays matter, our achievements matter, and just because we don't have a ring on our finger, I mean, I do have the Aura ring, but just because we don't have like an engagement ring, or just because we don't have any man in our lives, doesn't mean that our lives are not moving forward. It's just, I guess, a constant reminder for myself and for everyone.
Whenever a woman says something like, oh, I was 100% sure I didn't want kids, I never ever wanted them, and then I met the right man, I do not think that's romantic at all. I think it's sad. I think it's sad and like a little bit embarrassing. I'm sorry, I do. And I'm not saying you cannot change your mind. People change their minds every single day. Life happens, you change your mind. But if the reason you changed your mind is a man, because let's not be blind, okay? Like, let's be really honest here. In society, women are expected and almost conditioned to base our entire lives around other people. Being a wife, being a mother, that's what society tells you you are meant to do, right? So when you're telling me that this huge life decision you never ever wanted, right? You were sure you never wanted it, and then a man changed your mind, I think that's sad. I think that's sad, okay? Because I don't think falling in love should change your lifestyle. I think your lifestyle should be what it is, and then falling in love is something that is a beautiful addition to your life and to the lifestyle that you want, right? And before anyone comes at me and tries to be like, you're just bitter, blah, blah. I am in a long-term, very, very serious, stable relationship with the love of my life, my boyfriend. We will be together forever, okay? And guess what? He doesn't want kids either, because my perfect person, my love of my life, would never try to convince me of it. It would never change my mind of it. It would, again, he fit into my lifestyle and the lifestyle that I want perfectly. He did not want to change that. I did not want to change his. We were perfect additions to each other's lives. So I just like, I don't like that. Sorry.
Some mornings you just wake up and remember you're a 29-year-old girl with no job or career, no boyfriend, like nothing in her life figured out. Maybe I do just want to move home and be taken care of by my parents.
Girls are always like, boys only want one thing. No, they don't. Do you know how happy my husband gets when he gets home from work and I have his oversized t-shirt on and I'm sitting on the couch, or I'm doing work, or I'm cooking, and I just look at him and he has his serious work face on, and I'm like, oh my gosh, hi babe, I'm so happy you're home. And I get so excited and I'm like, come give me a hug, and he just hugs me for like 2 minutes. He melts into my arms. He will melt into me. And I'll just give him a hug for like 2 minutes. He lets go finally, and he just looks at me with the biggest smile on his face. That work serious stoicness just wipes away, and he's so happy. And he gets up, he's like, how are you? How was your day? Like, can I get you any water? Have you drank enough today? Have you eaten enough today? Like, do you want to go out? Do you want to go do anything? And he's like, do you want to take a shower? Like, what do you need from me? Boys don't need one thing. They just need to be loved and nurtured, and you need to be feminine and soft with them. It's not hard.
The birth rates have gone super, super low, and I know my generation, like, we're all celebrating, like, yay, no teen pregnancy, no having kids. The reason why, because I see a lot of the comments that are like, why do people think it's a bad thing? The reason why it's a bad thing, the way America's system is set up, is when we pay our taxes, our retirement or whatever, Social Security, we're actually paying for the older generation's retirement. We're not paying for ours, okay? So the reason it's a bad thing is because there's less of us, right? And there's more old people. So when we become old, there's gonna be barely any young people. You get what I'm saying? So our retirement is not gonna be funded. That's why people are freaking out. Okay, that's why the older generation is freaking out, because their retirement isn't funded, because there's not enough people to pay for it. And when we become old, same thing's gonna happen to us. So that's basically why people are freaking out. Anyways, make sure you get different retirement. Don't rely on the government for your retirement. Okay, bye.
Where are all the child-free men? No, seriously, like, are you a child-free man and are you out there? Because somebody just asked me if the Others Club, which is my child-free platform, is for men too. And I said, yeah, of course it is. It's for anyone who doesn't have kids. And then I thought, I'm actually just gonna look up the insights. And this is how many men are following me on Instagram, on the Others Club Instagram. And I was thinking, like, why is this? Because I know that there must be child-free men out there. And I think it could be for a couple of reasons. One, I think that men in their lives don't change as much when they say that they don't want to have kids. And by that I mean is they don't experience the same stigma, the same pressure, and so therefore they probably don't seek out community in the same way that child-free women do. I also think that their friendships don't change as much. I think that women in a relationship take on a lot of the caretaking role, a lot of the mental load, and so their friendships change quite a bit naturally, priorities shift, whereas for the men, I don't think they're pulling their weight the same way. And so, you know, when they go to hang out with their male friends, they're not bringing the kids along, they're not bringing the mental load along, their friendships don't change as much, and so the child-free men don't feel the same need to seek out new child-free friends. But I do know that they're out there, and I do know that there will be people that are wanting community as men. So if you're out there, hello, I'm Danny. I'm the founder of the Others Club. The Others Club is a platform where you get to connect with other people in your city, attend meetups, make new friends, and it is definitely for you too.
Ladies, you are letting men siphon your energy, steal your energy, and live out their best lives. Do you know the amount of women that come into my sessions and their wombs are infested with men's energy? And they know it, but they don't know how to get rid of it, okay? First of all, awareness is key. Second of all, you need to be cutting them off, okay? Calling your energy back, saying, I do not allow you to use my energy. I don't care if he's your boyfriend, he's your husband, he's your ex, whatever. You need to be saying this. I do not allow this man anywhere near my energy. I do not permit him to use my energy. You need to be cutting that access off. They're gonna try to hook on again. You need to be cutting those cords. I swear to God, if I see one more womb, and I will, because this is what I do. Please, for the love of God, I ask you, it doesn't matter. I've seen women not being with men for many years. Those men are still siphoning them. That's why you're tired. That's why you're still thinking about him. That's why you are exhausted. That's why you're still connected to him. They're gonna try to hook back. You need to cut it. You need to do cord cuttings. You need to visualize a string between you and him and cut it. It's really important you do this. And if you're ever interested in a actual womb cleaning, I can do this, because y'all need to be tapping more into your power, into your rage, into your creation, and stop being afraid. All right? There's a link in my bio. I don't want to hear you guys being afraid anymore. You can do it. You got it. I love you. Take care of yourself.
This is a hot take that I believe is actually not really a hot take. I do not want to date a man with children. Now, I'm not saying that I never will, but I only would under very, very special or very certain circumstances. I don't want to deal with your baby mama, Susan. I don't want a schedule that I have zero control over. I don't want birthdays, holidays, and vacations revolving around a life that you've already built with someone else. Some real shit, if we are building something together and there is income coming in, okay, I don't want that money going in 3 different directions before it even comes to me or to him. Okay, that money, when you have a kid, gone straight to the kid. And I do not want to be a stepmom. That is not a role that I am auditioning for. I don't want to raise kids that aren't mine. I don't want to navigate someone else's parenting style. If I'm raising children, I want to raise my own children. Hell, if I even want kids, I haven't fully decided on that yet. And if I do have kids, I want a man who's having children for the first time with me. I don't want someone who's already done the whole experience and then they're just doing it again, round 2. Oh, I've already done this before. No. It's no hate to single dads. It's just not what I'm signing up for. And like I said, I'm not saying 100% no. There could be someone that could change my mind, but it's kind of a no.
My friend that's too woke take is that in a heterosexual relationship, right, a man and a woman, if the woman is saying, I don't want to be pregnant either again or ever, maybe her first pregnancy was really high risk, or she just doesn't want to do it in general. She doesn't want to go through the pain. It's going to take a huge toll on her body, on her mental health. It's a lot. Like, childbirth is painful and can lead to death. Like, she doesn't want to do it again. And the man is trying to convince her, no, please, let's just have one more. You do not love her. Why do you want to see her suffering and in pain? Oh, for your own personal gain. Right. Like, you only see her as a vessel that's giving you something. You don't see her as her own person if you're over here trying to convince her. What do you mean? It's her body going through all that. Is it yours? No, it's not, is it? I don't think you love her at all. I don't think you respect her. I think you only see her as a way for you to get something. Like, I don't think you see her as your equal at all if you're trying to convince her to have another child or to have a child, period, when she does not want to.
When I tell you that I have zero interest in dating ever again, I mean that. Like, there is not a single thought in the back of my mind that thinks, oh, maybe one day or what if. Like, I've dated enough men on the spectrum of good guy to doesn't give a shit to know that they have nothing I want or need. And it's at the point where I can't even imagine myself on a date with a man because the thought of asking him how his day was makes me cringe. Like, number 1, I don't care. And number 2, if you tell me it was bad, I'm gonna assume you deserved it. Like, that's where my head's at. And I know people think I'm projecting when I talk about how happy I am to be single and free, but as long as there are women and girls who are forced into marriages or who feel like they can't leave for financial reasons, or their own safety. I feel like being single as a woman is the ultimate privilege. I just don't know what a man could provide me at this point. Like, companionship, like I have my dog and my friends. Intimacy, like are they even good at that? If you've never been in a long-term relationship before, you might not realize how fast that shit fades. Who's gonna take care of you when you're older? I am so focused on eating healthy, rarely drinking, lifting weights that hopefully I can take care of myself for as long as possible. But beyond that, I invest in my friendships where we look out for each other. And how many men do you know who are excellent caregivers, especially to older women? I actually have so few problems now that I don't date. Like, I'm way less anxious. I spend less on therapy. My pH is balanced. The thing is, being with a man will always include some sort of compromise. And if that's what you want, power to you. For me, I never want to compromise again. And I don't have to when I'm on my own.
I always got looked at by men in public, but I never got approached. So I knew these dudes were checking me out and they thought that I was cute, but they would never come up to me. And I was always so confused. I was like, what is going on? Am I too like masculine? Do I have like RBF vibes? Like, what the fuck is happening? Tell me why the second that I healed my sacral chakra and like really did energy work down there, I get approached everywhere. I literally get approached everywhere I go. The other day, my waiter followed me out of the restaurant. I've had cars stop on the street to tell me that I look beautiful. And like, this never happened to me, ever, literally ever. And the goal is not to be approached necessarily, right? Like, I'm not saying this is something that you need whatsoever. All I'm saying is that your sacral chakra, the relationship that you have to your sensuality, is the most powerful and most potent thing that exists in your body, in my opinion, in my experience. And if you want to feel the power, just watch how your life changes when you start to pay attention to that energy.
I am a 30-year-old single woman who was in bed by 9 p.m. on a Friday night, but I'm not complaining because this is what I get to enjoy. No legroom.
I had someone ask me recently if I'm stressed about being single at 31, almost 32, and if I want to have kids and settle down and have a family, am I stressed about the time crunch? And I'm going to be brutally honest in my answer here. I'm not, and here's why. I will be happy with all of these scenarios that life can present me. Getting married and having kids, great. Getting married and not having kids, great. Not having kids, not getting married, great. Not getting married and having kids on my own, great. And because I'm so content with all of those options being a possibility for my future, I have no stress in my life because one of those is going to happen and it's what's meant to happen. So I'm just out here. I don't have dating apps. I don't force myself on dates that don't feel aligned with me. I leave my house every day and do what I want to do. I don't leave my house thinking, where am I going to go meet a man today? And that's how I'm so happy being 31, almost 32 and single, because I'm at peace with whatever life decides to bring me.
I am turning 30 in a month. Never had a boyfriend. I've been single my entire life. I've had a string of situationships. And I actually feel okay about it. I lie. I feel okay about it. Some days I go down the rabbit hole of what am I doing? And other days I'm like, I love my life. It's really nice to be selfish and not think about anyone else apart from what I'm eating at my next meal and what I want to do after work today and what am I going to do on the weekend. And I have just deleted my dating apps and I actually feel really great. Like, there's less head noise. I don't scroll on my phone as much to swipe through people who I will match and then just not talk to. And I think it kind of empowers me to like be a little bit more brave in the wild, because I try to gamify and like make it fun for myself to put myself back out there. My friend suggested doing a dating sprint, and so like during these periods, like during this month, you really lock in and you really date intentionally. And so like, you know, if you're on the apps, like you pause after you match with 3 people and you like really see those people through. And so I think I want to do that, and I want to like post, like I want to make fun of the guy less online and actually like sit with my feelings. So this is to holding me accountable.
As a single person over the age of 30, something that helped my mental health way more than any dating advice I've ever gotten has been remembering that people often give advice that reinforces their own life choices. And no, this is not everyone, but it is often an unintentional consequence of the social script and what the general population sees as someone who is like a thriving, quote unquote, normal adult. A lot of people will subconsciously assume that you're unhappy just because you're different or you're more of an outlier. And this can look like people saying, oh, give him another chance, even if you already know that you're not interested, or recommending that you just put yourself out there more, go on multiple dates a week. My best advice for this is to remember that meeting someone, if you are looking to meet someone, is very often by luck and timing. And just because this quote unquote strategy worked for them definitely does not mean that it'll work for you. The absolute best thing you can do is take what works for you and leave the rest, especially as it relates to your mental health, while also continuously trying to flip that social script and reminding people that you are doing absolutely fine and you do not need another person to complete your life. Happiness is not a reflection of being chosen by a man. I make relatable content for women who are single over the age of 30, so if you find this helpful or validating, be sure to follow along.
This is your reminder that being single on Valentine's Day is still better than being unhappy in a relationship. Can confirm I've cried multiple Valentine's Days with different boyfriends. I've never cried on Valentine's Day single. like literally ever. If you're in your feels and you're seeing everyone post, or Valentine's Day is coming up and you're thinking, oh my God, like, why don't I have a boyfriend? Why am I single? Just know that anything you're seeing on social media is like this much of a relationship and not always reality. And Valentine's Day is for the girls. Do something cute with your friends. Like, honestly, that's way better and cuter, and you'll be way more fulfilled. I promise.
If one more person approaches me that is 20 years old on my solo beach dates, like, there was this like beautiful man that was probably like definitely in his 30s, like solo beaching like 2 meters from me, and then this 21-year-old English boy had to come and talk to me, and I was like, bro, and he's like, where do you go out? I bet you go out. And I'm like, that's such a young person's question, you scrawny little English person. And he told me he was 21, I told him I was 31, and he was like, oh, but you don't look it. And it's like, but I am. Can you go away?
Something that's not talked about enough is having to date as a woman when you're really a wife by nature, and how torturous this whole dating process is. It's like, okay, yeah, I'm meant to be a wife. I have all the qualities. Like, I'm ready. I've prepared myself. I know how to nurture. I know how to listen, cook, clean, you know, all of that. Listen, give advice, whatever suits my husband. I'm going to be able to do it. So it's like, while dating, and you're having to go through all these frogs and this and that, it's just like, I'm tired. I'm ready to meet my husband. I don't want to kiss another frog. I don't want to have a conversation. I don't care what your favorite color is. Do you want to get married or not? Because we're too grown to be dating for months and months and months and months. And then it's just like, okay, what next? No, I need you to know the first time that you see me that I am your wife, period. It's not that hard. It is not that hard. Okay, maybe not the first time, but within the first couple of dates, you should know if you could see a future with me or not. I'm such a lover girl. Like, I really just don't have time to be dating people with no, like, what are we doing?
Hot take, but I don't want to be independent anymore. We live in a society right now where it has been engraved and pushed down our throats that we need to have this like boss babe mentality. We're following God has made me and put me in just this feminine desire. Like, I desire nothing more than to serve my family and serve my husband. To be able to just cultivate a home, like turn a house into a home, and to me making bread and serving my family and having my kids and driving them around. So, like, that is the deepest desire of my heart now. Like, money is cool, but like, I don't even really I care about that, but I desire to serve more than anything. Like, when I get to cook for people, when I get to cultivate and like create a meal, like that brings me so much more joy now. And it's so funny because God really truly does change the desires of your heart. Like, he puts a completely different perspective in your heart and a desire, which is that true femininity, where society has made us think like that is like oppressive. That is the most beautiful thing, to get to come home, a husband to get to come home and his wife is serving him. Now, if you are going out and working so hard, yes, you're going to come home and I want to serve you. Yes, you're going to come home and everything's going to be taken care of. And not every day, I'm sure, is going to be perfect. I'm sure that when you are running around with like so many kids, like it is so hard, but the desire is so beautiful. And God really does change those desires of your heart.
My sister-in-law was like, just find something that you want to do. I'm like, I don't want to do anything. I literally want to be at home on my farm, taking care of my house, cleaning my house, taking care of my dogs. How am I supposed to tell someone that that's what I want to do? I don't want to work. I don't want to do any kind of job. I literally don't. Like, how am I supposed to tell someone? That's what makes me happy. Not working and being at home. And I literally have to work. Oh my gosh, dude. What the fuck?